Well. Burnley 1, West Ham 2. Great result. Superb from start to finish. Um, where do we sum that game up? In my opinion, let's start at the beginning. Team selection was bang on the money. Lanzini was a weird selection, but I'll get onto him later. Ben Rama returns, the man who I've been calling for a long time. I've been saying it on this videos and different platforms that this man has to play, and he played tonight. And yeah, he come in. Cresswell come back in. Lanzini comes in. Noah Bonner, and I'll start off with the lineup: Fabianski in goal, Kufal, Dawson, Diop, Cresswell, Soucek, Lanzini, Fornells, Benrahma, Lingard, and Mikel Antonio, who returns. And yeah, we started off well. We started off okay. First sort of 10, 15 minutes before they scored, Soucek was a bit poor. Then he got massively better in the game. So yeah, it was a weird start of the game. Then we could see the penalty, 100% a penalty. There's no complaints. Soucek takes him out, and yeah, basically that's us. 1-0 down, done nothing really wrong, and yeah, it wasn't a good start. Then the response that happened in regards to the team was top class. Like the ball from Kufal into Mikel Antonio was top quality. If that's any other right back in the league, if that's Trent or that's someone else, everyone's raving about it. So yeah, for me, that was top draw. Ball comes in, great header from Antonio, 1-0. And then yeah, we started to pick it up a bit, started to play a lot better. And then Benrahma come into his own, and I've been calling for this man for a hell of a long time. I believe this man's a decent player. I believe the lad has got what it takes at this level. And yeah, I can't. I'm not going to criticise this man because there is no reason to criticise. He's done more good than bad. Luke says here, best performance of the season, in my opinion. Um, it was a good performance, really good performance. But I would say the Villa away game is the one where we had to deal with Jack Grealish and others, and I thought that was one of the best performances. But going back onto this game, I thought Benrahma done really well in the first half. He was making things happen. He was cutting inside. He was crossing balls in, and he did eventually cross the ball in to Antonio for 2-1. Really good assist. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, he done it again a few moments later, and Antonio's millimeters away from scoring his hat trick. If Antonio don't score it, it's unlucky he didn't go into the far corner. And yeah, we're getting at half time 2-1. We've done well. Second half, we come out. We're sort of in the game again, like in amongst it. But we just don't. We was having chance after chance after chance, and we just couldn't take our chances. And we should have scored more than two. Like even Luke says it here, we should have scored six, and I don't not disagree with that. I think we could have easily scored 6 or 7. I think Antonio had two great chances to score. He had a header that he should have got on target. Benrahma had a few shots which was going here and there, but he's trying to score. He's trying to score a goal, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you can criticise the man to the cows come home. The stats that I go on are 13 starts, 8 wins now, 4 draws, and only 1 defeat from a starting position. And this is a man who played really well considering it's Ramadan. So let's remember that the man's not had no food or no drink in daylight hours, and he's playing a football match in the best league in the world, high intensity, and that first half was phenomenal from him. So yeah, and then obviously into the second half we had a few chances. Fornells had a chance to feed a ball into Benrahma. He goes, in my opinion, he goes the wrong way. He goes to Antonio. And yeah, we just like Kufal and Fabianski save us from possibly drawing the game because Fabianski pulls out a great save and Kufal throws his body in the way, and in the end it goes wide from Jay Rodriguez. So yeah, we see the game out and we end up winning 2-1. And what's my thoughts on this game? Personally, I think it's a great win, yeah. And when you got set up positive, you get positive results, in my opinion. And that was a positive team selection tonight. I thought Manuel Lanzini was man of the match for me. I know Antonio got it, but for an attacking midfielder who's playing as a defensive midfielder, I thought he done brilliant. Right, I like the way Harry can get out of tight spaces. You haven't got to be a rough and tumble sort of defensive midfielder, like hard tackling and all that. Lanzini went hard tackling, but I'll tell you what he did do. When he got the ball, he could find that way to pass out to the front three, front four. And yeah, he was top class. I think personally, if I was going through my own player ratings tonight, I would have probably give Lanzini a 9. Like, I thought he was a top draw. I really do. And yeah, again, he's another one. I can't remember the last time he played a game from a starting position. I think the last time he played was Sheffield United at home, and that was 9-10 games ago. And yeah, I do agree with that. Like, do you know what I mean? Luke says here, Benny is part of the squad. Let me get this here. Benny is part of the squad. He's a good player, but better than Lings tonight. And Moyes knows best. Yep, I'm not saying Moyes don't know best, but the argument is now, in my opinion, and anyone put their comments on, do you want to see Benrahma next game? Because for me, Benrahma has to play. Nah, right? He's done a good game there. And he's done it a few times this year where Benrahma's come on the pitch, done well. The next game he's dropped. Now, I know there's Moyes knows best and all that, but there's been times when Moyes hasn't had a clue in certain games this season, i.e. Brighton at home, i.e. Old Trafford with 8 defensive-minded players. And the West Ham way is not a defensive team. Like we've never been a defensive team. We've always been a attack-minded team. So, and it proved it tonight. When we go forward, we're a threat. And yeah. So, moving on to, I'm going to do a player ratings, my own personal player ratings tonight, from my view. And I'm going to start off in goal. Fabianski gets a 7 for me. Didn't really have a lot to do, in my opinion. Was unlucky with a penalty. Gets an hand to it. Just the power beats him. Great save from Brownhill. And other than that, I don't remember him doing a lot. I thought Burnley didn't really trouble him. I thought he kept, like, his kicking was all right. Didn't like when they kept passing it back to him along the six-yard box. That was a bit mental. But other than that, he done everything what we would want of our goalkeeper. So for me, he gets a 7 for me. He's not up or down. It's just he done what he had to do. Kafal gets. I'd give him a 10, mate. If it was my if I was doing this, I'd give him a 10. I think he was absolutely phenomenal, Kafal, tonight. He assisted the goal. He was defensively solid. He kept Dwight McNeil very, very quiet, and basically he absolutely done a job on Dwight McNeil. And I'll give him a 9. Like, I would give him a 10 all day long, in my opinion. I like him myself, and yeah, he's just like a 10 is a bit much, but I'll give him a 9. Craig Dawson gets a 8 for me. I think Dawson was better of the 2 centre halves. Marshall Issa well, done the job, done everything what we asked him to do, and yeah, he was top draw. Dawson. Diop, people are very harsh on Diop. I've seen it on social media and everything, like saying he can't enter, he can't do this. I thought Issa weren't that bad tonight. Right, every time he come out, he was chucking his body in front of things, and it just seems like you can criticise a man when he does something wrong, but when he does something right, it's hard to admit it. So yeah, I'll give Issa. I'll give him a five. Five's being fair. He did do a couple of things silly, but in the grand scheme of things, you can't really be too harsh. And five to me is like a standard rating. Like it's not good, it's not great. It's yeah, it's just like a bang average performance basically. And I think that's what it was. He weren't, but he done exactly what we wanted him to do. Cresswell, I'll give Cresswell a 7. I thought Cresswell was good. I did. I think he was good. He was much needed on that left hand side. We need a left-sided player on the left-hand side. We've been asking for it. We need it. And for me, yeah, Cresswell was much needed returned tonight, and it showed it. He had a shot in the second half that went wide, put some good balls in the box. And yeah, it's good to see him back. Defensively, he wasn't really troubled tonight on the left-hand side, so it was pretty comfortable night's work for him. So yeah, he gets a 7 for me. Moving into the defensive midfield positions, and the one that shocked us all is Manuel Lanzini. For me, I thought he was absolutely top class. I really do. I think he done everything that we asked him to do. His ball distribution and his getting out of the box was absolutely excellent. I think he kept the ball well. He passed the ball well, and for a little man, he dominated that midfield. And to me, that is enough. And yeah, I couldn't agree more with giving this man a very very high 8. It would be a 9, but I thought he was just superb, absolute superb. Right, moving on to Souček in midfield. First 15 minutes, I thought he was terrible. I've seen people saying, "Oh, he was top class tonight. He was this, he was that." Yes, he was good after that. But if you go back and watch the first 15 minutes, the man was non-existent. He couldn't pass a ball to save his life. He then gives away the penalty, and it was if the goal woke up the team, and we went, and then he woke up. He went, you know what? I've got to perform there. So, yeah, I think I'll give him a 7. And that's being kind, because in the first couple of minutes, I thought he was terrible, and I really do. He got better as the game went on, but I don't think it was like a masterclass performance, so to speak. So, yeah. Moving on into the to the attacking players now. I'm going to start off with Pablo Fornals. People say Pablo Fornals is this man. You either love him or you hate him. I'm like on the fence with this geezer. I don't see the hype. There's a few times we've done a few good things, but what he done good, he done bad. Like he passes a ball to Antonio in the second half when he breaks through the lines, beats the player. There's a counter-attacking process. He took their centre half at the equation, and instead of passing it to Ben Rama, who's directly in front of the goal, he goes wide to Antonio, and then the attack breaks down. Yeah, he got about it, passed the ball well, got amongst it. I'll give him a 7. When people say he's their man of the match, I don't understand it. But maybe maybe that's the type of player that they like the industrial, hard-working, pass and move type player. Whereas I'm more, I want to see my players on the front foot, beating men and getting assists. So yeah. And then we will come to my man, Saeed Benrahma. Now, this man, when he starts, we don't lose games. Right? We've lost one game when this man starts, and no stats and no anything to do defensively with this man, right, does not prove any otherwise, in my opinion. This man has to play. He gets the ball down. He can beat a man. He can cross the ball in, and he can make chances. Right. Granted, he hasn't scored many goals. He hasn't scored any goals, but what he has done good should be respected. And people who want him out the door are just not for me, in my opinion. I don't get it. So yeah, I'd give Ben Rama an 8 tonight. It's Ramadan. The man's not eaten all day. He puts in that first half performance, which was a decent first half performance. I just want him to get a goal now. I think once he gets a goal, then I'm hoping that they will start coming freely. But he needs a goal. The substitution was a bit, like, let's be honest, it was a bit predictable. I've seen Bowen coming on. I'm thinking Antonio's coming off, and then Ben Rama's getting subbed yet again. I don't personally understand it when Antonio's just come back from an injury and Antonio plays 90 minutes. So to me, I'll give him an 8. I think for 78 minutes, what he done on the pitch was influenced the game, and he assisted the winning goal in the game for Antonio. And Antonio should have buried another one, if not two, that Ben Rama assisted him. So yeah, that's an 8 for me for him. I'll go over to the other side now. I've got Jesse Lingard. I thought he was quiet tonight. Really did. Didn't think he was in the game at all, in my opinion. I thought he was there, but he wasn't there. Attacking wise, he was. I think other players just outshone him tonight, but it's a good thing. Right, I will give it a good thing because we can't keep relying on this man to keep putting out world-class performances. Right, he's entitled to have an off day. He is human, and he's not like an absolute well-beater. Like, he's a good player. He's done really well for us, but we need other people to step up, and they did tonight. So for me, I will give Jesse Lingard I'll give him a 6. That's being sort of like fair, so to speak. I don't think a 7's justified and a 5's too low for me, so a 6 is fair. And then I will move on to Antonio. Mikel, I thought for his comeback, he done amazingly good. Amazingly good. But, and I will say a big but here, I know he scored 2 goals, but how many chances does he miss? Like, if we had a top quality striker at this club, we would win 5 or 6, and it proves it tonight. Let's start off with the positives with Antonio before I get to the negatives. The 2 goals that he scored were top class. Yedder and the assist from Ben Rama for the second one. And basically in a roundabout way, what he done well. He held the ball up well. He was running at people. So yeah, I'll give Antonio due there. But then let's go to the other side of the coin, right? Because if you're going to praise him when he does good, you've got to criticise when he does bad. So to me, the one where he can't sort his feet out is inexcusable, in my opinion. Right, you're a striker. The ball comes to you there. You should be burying that. The one where Ben Rama feeds him, gives him passing the ball, and it's a shot. It's unlucky, but it goes wide. He's had a few wayward smashing efforts that go hitting the stewards at Burnley. So yeah, he done well tonight. He got the goals. He's got to start taking these chances though, because I'm going to be real when I say this. If that game ends up 2-2, we're criticising Antonio. So we've got to criticise him when we win. Like, not when we've ended up losing or drawing the game. So for what he done good, he could have done a lot better. He should have got his hat-trick. He didn't. But it's 2 goals from him. He's had a really good performance tonight. He's come back, and long may it continue for me. So yeah, well done to him. But got to be taking him other chances. And then the manager, David Moyes. I've said it on big platforms, small platforms, and I've said it personally to my friends and people who I know. Excuse me. When we set up positive, we get positive results, and I will keep saying that, and I'll keep pumping that out. And then tonight he set up in a positive way. He didn't set up negative at all. He said, right, we know we're better than Burnley, so just chuck on these attacking players and just outscore this team. The Lanzini one didn't make a lot of sense, but it ended up being a masterstroke from Moyes, right? Fair enough. Right, I accept that. He brings Ben Rama in, which I've been calling for about 5 weeks since the Arsenal game. Now, I've asked people tonight, and I've turned around and said, will you be disappointed if Ben Rama's not playing next week? And they said, yeah, he has to play. Now, if he doesn't play next week, yeah, then questions need to be asked of why. Because I know people will say, well, he didn't do amazingly great, James, but he has assisted the winning goal tonight. He was an influence on the team. And in the first half, he run the show. And if Antonio could learn to put the ball in the back of the net, then that game would have been 5 or 6 comfortably, right? So going back to Moyes, I think he picked the right team tonight. He went for it. He believed in the team. It's a big call drop in Bowen. People say it was harsh. And he went with Ben Rama tonight. And basically, in the end, it ends up coming up trumps for him. So for me, I've got to give Moyes a 9. I don't really think he done a lot wrong. The only thing I will criticise him on, maybe, is subbing Ben Rama, because I think Antonio's just come back from an injury, right? And the man's playing 90 minutes. Like he's like, we could have easily just kept him on and whatnot, but it worked out well in the end. So I will leave it with that and give him his dues there. But yeah, that's my fault on it. I would have done this a bit earlier, but I've had a lot going on tonight with different things, and yeah, but I will be back soon with another view from the sidelines. Anyone in the comments got any comments they want to share? I'll read this one out from Charlie Boy. Antonio blocked Fornals' shot, should have scored. Then Fornals passes it to him in the box, and Antonio kicked into his Elso, should have scored with the ball. Fornals give him. Yeah, but would have, could have, should have. The ones that I remember are basically Antonio like skying balls over the bar and all that. Do you know what I mean? And especially the ones in the first half. Antonio should have had his hat-trick in the first half, basically. So, but yeah, he done well, and that's it basically. So yeah, we move on now to Everton next, which is another huge game in our season, and I still believe we can catch Leicester. I think Leicester's more realistic than Chelsea, but Chelsea do have Manchester City at the weekend away, and we have Everton at home. Now, if we win at Everton and City beat Chelsea, we are level on points with Chelsea, and we need Newcastle to do something at Leicester. I think if Leicester win against Newcastle, they've got 3 games to play. They'll be 5 points clear. I think it's tough from there, but we're still in it. We're still in it. It's a good win tonight. I will say that it is a good win. It's a great result from the boys. We don't win at Burnley, and I've said it on this channel, and I've said before, the record at Burnley is not a good one. And we've gone up there, and not only have we won, we've come from behind and won. And I'm liking that in the team. Like that sort of never say die, full commitment to the cause goes a long way. So for me, it's an absolute brilliant team performance tonight from start to finish from all the lads. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but as I say, we move on to Everton now. David Moyes' uh, uh, ex-employees, and we will see what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting, though. I will say that it's going to be a tough game because Everton are no mugs, and people say Everton ain't this great team. Everton ain't got a bad away record. Let's not forget that. They might not be so good at home, but away from home, they are good. They've beat Liverpool. They've give Manchester United a run for their money, and they've played some. They've beat Tottenham in their ground, so they're no mugs. Do you know what I mean? And they've beat Leicester in their own grounds and all. So let's not think that we can just go there and just roll this team out of Stratford. But we need to set up positive. I don't want to see five at the back no more, and I do say this quite clearly, right? Because five at the back to me is too negative. It's a negative formation. We're not a counter-attacking. No, we're not a defensive-minded wing backs cross balls into the box. Right? What's the point in that? It just doesn't work. I want to see us setting up 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. And I believe we might have just saved ourselves 20, 25 million on a player where Lanzini has played tonight. I think Lanzini proved tonight that he's still got a future at the club, and I believe he's still got a very, very good future at the club as a DM. I think he's good cover for Noble, for Rice against these sort of types of teams. And people say, well, it's only Burnley, it's only Burnley. Granted, it's only Burnley, but he still put a good performance in. So, like, you got to give the geezer credit, you got to respect him, and you got to say, you know what, fair play to him. Do you know what I mean? And I'll just end it on this with the thing that I've been sort of pushing for a long time. Ben Rama showed up tonight, and Ben Rama proved that he deserves a place in the starting lineup of this team. Now, this is my opinion, right? And if people don't like it, it's up to them, right? But this boy's got a talent, yeah? He might not have scored no goals, but what he does is he takes people out of the game. And people double up on him when he's one-on-one with a defender. And tonight, it proved it. The man's had no food, no drink, and he's performing like that in the first half. So let's give the geezer a bit of credit. Let's not see if we want him out the door straight away because he hasn't scored 10 or 15 goals this season. And it's another assist. And when this lad starts from the front, we don't lose games. And I will still keep putting that out there. It's now 13 wins. It's now, no, I wish it was 13 wins. I will rephrase that again. It's now 13 starts, 8 wins, 4 draws, and only 1 defeat. And that defeat was Liverpool at home. So, yeah, I will keep pushing this out there. I want to see him playing. I believe him, Lingard, Antonio, and Bowen, all Fornells, is a front four that we would all want to see. It's hard working, it's pace, it's skill, it's everything that we want in our club. And that's what I believe that we should be looking at seeing, and not this silly 5-3-2 or whatnot. And setting up to sort of just nick draws, in my opinion. So yeah, that's me. If anyone's got any comments in the comments section, I will answer them now. If you haven't, I will shut up and say goodbye. But yeah, I just think like this boy needs to be given a fair crack of the whip. And if he does start next week and he does put in another good performance, I will say it again. And I will keep saying it until like he's a regular. Do you know what I mean? Because he should be playing regularly, in my opinion. And he needs a goal. Like that's a major thing. He needs a goal, and he desperately needs a goal. Right. The moment he gets the goal, then I'm hoping that is the start of something promising with this lad. I will back up Ben Rama, and I will back him to the cows come home. And people might say to me, I'm a Ben Rama lover, or I've got this thing with Ben Rama that he like me backing him up. There's an agenda with me backing him up. Now I will put it to them straight. When this man plays, we look a completely different team to when this man doesn't play. And I've seen it multiple times this year. I've seen it at Palace away, Villa away, Everton away, Burnley away, Leeds home and away. So people can chuck stats at me and say, well, he hasn't done this, he hasn't done that, he hasn't done this. The only stats is win, lose, and draw. And he might not do the things that Moyes wants him to do, but when he starts, he's won us 24 points, winning points, and four extra points for 4 draws. So in the grand scheme of things, he's been involved in 28 points of our total so far this season. So yeah, I will keep backing this man up, and I will, because if it's justified, then I won't. I don't like to see hate on a man who hasn't done anything wrong, and he's done a lot more good than bad. So yeah, and yeah, roll on Everton. Good, and we'll see what happens there. But thanks for watching. Nice, only a short video. Everyone's probably asleep or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Celebrating into the night with a famous Burnley win. We're back to winning ways, and we move on. We move on, and the Champions League dream is still on. And do you know what? I will end it on this. I think it might be, this game might have just turned it for us. Do you know what I mean? Because Leicester have got some hard games coming up. Chelsea have got FA Cup, Champions League. They can't keep winning all the games that they need to play. And this weekend against Everton is a big game yet again. And the last 4 are big games. I think if we can get level on points with Chelsea, and I can see the Leicester falling away. I can. I think they've got to win 2 games, and I just can't see them winning 2 games. Like, they might beat Newcastle, but they got Chelsea. They got Chelsea coming up, Tottenham, and Manchester United. Now, Manchester United, I think, is away. Chelsea's away, and Tottenham's at home. So, yeah, we're still in the hunt. We're still fighting for it, and we still believe. So, yeah, I want everyone to take care, stay safe with COVID and everything. And anyone who watches this, like, share, subscribe to the channel. To, where is it? That man there. There. To in there. Right? And it goes a long way, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's giving me the chance to do this on here. So yeah, do that. Goes a long way. Helps everyone. And yeah. And we'll roll on to the next game. Take care. View from the Sidelines is coming back soon. And anything else, keep an eye on Twitter with my hashtag down below there. Take care all. Great win. All the best.